Hello to everyone in Israel. I'm Mandy Barker and I've been photographing marine plastic debris for the last 12 years. This is plastic that's been manufactured on land and has somehow, through bad waste management, ended up in the world's oceans. My work has been published in more than 50 different countries, and my aim is to raise awareness with people around the world with the critical climate issue of plastic pollution. I work with scientists and represent their research in a visual way, leading people to read more about what they do, about the current issues and the facts regarding plastic. My work is visually attractive for a reason. This is to draw in the viewer and for them to realise the horror behind what I'm representing. Perhaps it could be plastic removed from the stomach of a bird, or 6 tons of plastic recovered from a remote island in the middle of the South Pacific. 300 million tonnes of plastic waste is produced each year, and more than 8 million goes into the sea. It kills wildlife, it threatens endemic species, it disrupts ecosystems, affects economies, and ultimately harms ourselves. We need our oceans because the sea produces half the oxygen we breathe. Plastic is a climate change issue. It's largely derived from fossil fuels, and it continues to emit greenhouse gases at every stage of its life cycle, from extraction, production, transportation, including end-of-life recycling. Extreme weather due to climate change also exacerbates the spread of plastic in the natural environment, and ultimately the root causes of both crises are the overconsumption of finite resources. I exhibit in many different ways to try and catch new audiences, and in doing so my work engages people in different ways. With individuals, I try to make them think personally on a daily basis of what they consume and if they can choose an alternative to plastic or maybe reuse something. Politically, my work has been used by Parliament and by governments around the world to enhance speeches and proposals for change. It's also reached manufacturers, which is the root of the problem, and also the production. At the time of COP26, the climate conference hosted by the UK, I'm very pleased, as well as being screened in Glasgow for COP, that my work will be shared with 16 different countries around the world. And I'm delighted that Israel is one of those countries. To be exhibiting my work here in Tel Aviv at both the Ambassador's House and at the 9th Photo Israel International Photography Festival is a real honour. Many thanks to the British Embassy in Tel Aviv for sharing my work, especially to the Ambassador Neil Wigan and to Deputy Ambassador Mark Power. We need to stop producing plastic now. We need to design out waste and make corporations accountable for their end-of-use products. We cannot recycle our way out of the plastic pollution crisis unless we have the infrastructures in place to recover the plastic in the first place. COP26 is Britain's chance to engage world leaders, to put in place international legislation, to work together to overcome this critical climate change issue. And I sincerely hope we can do that. Thank you for listening, and I hope my work will go on to raise awareness with the people of Israel.